Shout out Australian hardcore, shout out Australian metalcore, shout out Australian metal. There's something in the fucking tap water.
You know what? Just as we just to go down that fucking rabbit hole there, it's a conversation that when I interview overseas bands, it's a conversation that comes up all the time about how much, especially American bands or American fans, I should say, they want so much more Australian content. They just can't get enough of, whether it's mentioned metalcore or hardcore or deathcore, they just can't get enough of what you guys and your peers are doing. So keep it up, okay?
Yeah, we've noticed that ourselves actually. Like looking at the analytics in the back end of Spotify, I think the States has like double what our #2 most streamed country is, which is obviously Australia. But yeah, the support from the States is crazy. They just absolutely love it, and I never get tired of seeing that comment on a YouTube video. There's something in the water. It's my favorite cliche.
So you dropped a new video. How's that going?
Pretty damn good so far. We're pretty stoked with like the reception and all the kind of stuff people have been saying so far. Like so like to this point, we've kind of done like everything by ourselves, and it's just like awesome to see like, you know, how much people have really like, you know, backed us and like all that like over the years. So it's really cool. It's really nice.
Crazy 12 months for us. Really seeing the momentum ramp up. Seeing a lot of recurring faces sharing material around and popping up at shows, and yeah, it's cool, man.
I was going to talk about that. So I mean, when I was doing about the last 12 months, when I was doing the research, one of you, I can't remember who actually, one of you did an interview at the end of 2023, and the plan was to have the EP out by the end of 2024. And then that didn't happen, did it? So the EP came out at the beginning of 2024, sorry. So the EP came out a lot later. But then off the back of that, you also had this mammoth tour with Alpha Wolf and Malevolence that did all of Australia except Adelaide. And sorry, that did all that. So I mean, has the music as it's coming out, has it been a deliberately staggered approach, or has it just been because you've had all these great opportunities that there's been the delay to drop something like Hatred?
I think for the most part, it's kind of like, because again, like we're kind of, you know, very DIY. Like we don't really have anyone like backing us, you know, like in terms of like, you know, like huge amounts of money or something like that. So it's kind of like we've tried to be smart with like when we release something, we want it to be like, you know, as good as we can make it at the, like, you know, at that point in time. And like, you know, we've tried to like budget like everything, so it's, you know, at least the best we can do. So yeah, I would say like for the most part, it's like very like intentional. Sometimes not, because like obviously like things just like happen out of nowhere, and we're like, you know, oh, we need to get our asses into gear and like, you know, make sure we're about to like, you know, get everything ready for a release, like Stand for Nothing, which, you know, was a response to getting that you know, massive tour with Alpha Wolf. So like after we released Hatred, we were still writing, but we didn't really have anything like finalized. And then as soon as we got like the offer, we were like, we're going to the studio like immediately, and we're recording like something, so then we have something to release, you know, at least around that time of the tour. And I feel like we pulled it off pretty well. Like it
Yeah, I don't think we've ever worked that quickly before.
yeah. I was pretty shocked at how like fast we like moved that whole like, you know, like the whole process of like writing and like getting a finish written and like, you know, recording a video like pretty much like a month before releasing, I think.
Yeah, we crammed a lot into a really small window of time, and I think that release in particular was like a bit of a glass shattering moment for us, realizing that, oh, we can get this shit done. we just need to lock the fuck in and make it happen.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's all been a learning experience. I think first single and the first EP we ever put out, like as Jesse said, it's very DIY. No one holding us accountable. There was no expectations, no nothing. So, but as it's gone on, we've sort of learned what works, what doesn't. We end up with a shitload of material on the cutting room floor. Just sort of figuring out how to keep the wheels moving.
So then you get to yesterday's release. You do the video in what looks like it's a scene from Dexter, or about to be a scene from Dexter. So you get to do it in there. So what's the story behind the actual concept of the video and how it ties in with the song?
I think like when I was so I was like, obviously, like, I don't think people understand how hard it is sometimes to like try and think of a video idea, because like most of the time it's like we'll just do a like a run of like the song in like a warehouse, and that's like kind of what we did for Sample Nothing. We're just like quick and easy, like nothing like going on, just us like doing our thing. And I feel like with the song in particular, like it needed, something that kind of at least related to it, or like, had the same vibe of the song. And like, obviously the song is about like, creeps, being creeps to women or like whoever. And, I think around that time, I was watching like, or I saw clips of like Dexter, and I immediately thought of like, like it'd be so cool to do like a video in like, his like kind of kill room thing. So, like definitely like I felt like that same vibe from like when I was watching them. So I was like, I pitched it to the guys, and everyone was like, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, pretty happy with how it turned out, and like definitely shout out to Colin for doing that for us. He did a fantastic job as always.
Yeah, I feel like with us, the creative direction on visuals, the conversation usually goes around in a circle for quite a long time, and we don't land on anything definitive. With this one in particular, I felt like Jesse thematically had something going on with his lyrics, and he was pretty on the ball with visuals like immediately, and we all just fully backed him. And I think at the end of the day, we're all pretty stoked with how it came out. Colin from Ten of Swords is a digital wizard. That dude can make any idea come to life, and yeah, I think at the end of the day, we all got someone pretty stoked with.
So apart from Froth and Fury, what's next for you guys over the next, say, 6 months?
Ben, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, so it's not announced yet, but we're looking at doing our first headline in major cities, so Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. Looking at probably February for that if all goes to plan.
Nice. So just to tie on the back of the festival.
Yeah, we definitely want to ride the momentum from Froth and Fury. It's a fucking massive festival playing with some absolute legacy bands, and if it all goes well, hopefully we'll be riding that wave for a bit. The boys have been riding for the last probably 2 months, and we'll be continuing to ride for the next 2 or 3 months. Hopefully try and get into a studio early January, February, have a single potentially, and just go from there. But we've been so fortunate. We've had so many opportunities come our way. Like that Alpha Wolf one was ridiculous. So we never know what's around the corner. We know February definitely is coming up. Until then, yeah.
Let's talk about that Alpha Wolf tour, because it was 25, 27 dates or something, and it was just insane. It was in like 35 days. It was just like constant.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was an endurance tester, that's for sure. Before that, I think the most hectic thing we've done was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that was like that times 10, like crazy, but hell of an experience, man. Like, I think we needed something like that to, test us out, see if we can actually commit to doing this, and an insane experience, man. I think I can speak for all the boys in saying that it was something that none of us will have yet. I got to see parts of the country we'd never seen before, play with some bands we literally worship. Watching Josh from Malevolence shred guitar in person is insane.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think it made the boys really hungry, their first like proper tour experience, and we're like, yeah, we want more of this. Let's do whatever we need to do to make it happen.
That was actually going to be my next question. Nice lead in. It was, well, what did you guys learn, apart from the hunger? What did you guys learn on that tour from one, a British international touring band who are huge in the UK, and then of course Alpha Wolf, who are not only just huge here, they're also blown up in Europe and America as well.
Oh yeah. They were actually wonderful. Hey, they were super approachable. They helped us out. We actually had Con from Malevolence doing sound for us after 1 or 2 nights where apparently the front of house wasn't the best. Logan had some emergency guitar situation pop up, and Con just jumped in, got on the tool straight away, helped them out. It was just such a cool experience to see that even though these guys are like next fucking level, they're still down to earth humans and like really, really helpful. They also sort of gave us advice on what gear we should be looking at getting, what we should avoid, and you know, how to strategically plan releases and try and pick shows and all that kind of stuff. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, definitely was a cool learning experience with, you know, them. And I feel like even though like I feel like I can't put it into words of like what I actually took away from like that, I feel like it's just like it's like stuff that I don't even think of, like, you know, when we're, you know, doing a performance or something like that. I feel like, you know, watching them and you know, like pretty much for like 20 shows like over a month, it really, like, there's stuff that rubs off on you, I think, and like you just like come out of like that sort of experience like a way tighter unit, like pretty much, like, you know, I also feel like I want to shout out, because I do the merch for ZUKO a lot. I also want to shout out Greg, who was Malevolence's merch guy, and like a lot of people in the industry, like a lot of bands, like absolutely know who. If you guys know who I'm talking about, you know Greg is an absolute like weapon and just super nice and helped me a lot like during that tour, because like I feel like now I have walked away a better merch man than I ever was. So yeah.
100%. Greg is the GOAT. If you've ever gone to a heavy show in Australia with a big band, chances are you've seen Greg, you've spoken to Greg, you bought a shirt off him. He's the fucking man. You can start tipping him.
Needs more. The question I ask you on this one, Jesse, is sorry, as a good cue actually. You do these shows back to back. You're a vocalist. How did you manage, well, your vocal cords all through it, or did you not manage it at all?
So this is the thing. I was actually like so scared going into the tour because, like Ben said, we had only done, you know, like a weekend kind of like thing twice, where it was like, you know, both times it was kind of like, what, like the first one I got sick, and by the like last show of that like weekend I was just absolutely, you know, gone, and I was like pretty much about to back out of like the show because I could not sing, but I powered through it. And then like the second time, like I feel like by the third show my voice was like so worn, but I really I want to say like I just, you know, honed in on like making sure that I was warming up. I was, you know, drinking just like the most amount of water and like Powerade I've ever drunk in my life. So I was like, I was probably the most hydrated person on earth at that point. And yeah, I feel like that really helped me, because after probably the first weekend, I was, you know, just perfect for the rest of the tour, which is crazy. Because like I got sick on that, like after the first weekend of that tour, I got sick and somehow was still fine for the rest of the tour. I don't know how. Like,
yeah, actually all the boys got really sick after the Gladstone show, which was on a Sunday, which was the end of the first weekend, and we were all still feeling rubbish by Wednesday, and I think that's when we played Sunny Coast. And yeah, somehow, I don't know what happened, the boys just all locked in, and it was like we hit a reset switch or something. We were just like back into that mode. It's like clocking in for a shift or something. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. I'm going to move to a quote that you made a few years ago, Ben, which may come back to fruition. So you made a quote a few years ago that was, where is it? That one of your idols musically is Jared Smith.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, are you going to be sitting there side of stage at Froth and Fury fangirling? Like, is that what's going to happen?
I'm going to do my best to not, or at least to play it cash. But let's be real, the dude is a fucking wizard, man. Like, he does things that should not be humanly possible. There's so many freakishly talented people playing this festival. It's going to be hard to not fangirl, not say something stupid, but I'm just going to make the most of it, man. Just enjoy it.
All right, so let's talk about the festival. Let's get into that. Obviously, it's been I don't know how long it's been since you've been in Adelaide, as an example, but for people who haven't seen you guys before, how would you describe your show?
Oh, what do you reckon, Jess?
I reckon y'all aren't ready. Like, anyone who like hears this, y'all aren't ready. I feel like we are just like super excited to come and show Adelaide and Perth what the hell we're made of, because I feel like every show that we've played so far, like of this year at least, it just gets like the crowd gets more rowdy, and I'm really hoping that like that's reciprocated, like the excitement and all that stuff through, you know, whatever the crowds are like. Yeah, definitely. Like, I think they're not ready for this, because even playing in Melbourne on the Alpha Wolf tour, it was just like crazy to see like people who probably had never heard of us just like absolutely lose their minds. Usually, like we call for you know, stage diving and all that stuff, but there's going to be a lot of circle pitting and probably I want to say crowd surfing, but like I don't know what Adelaide and Perth are like. So hopefully they show us what they're made of.
The Froth and Fury Festival will actually be the first time we've, as a band, have actually ever played together in Adelaide and Perth. So you have no idea what to expect, but we're on earlier on in the day. There's some massive acts coming on after us. It's our job to go out there, go fucking batshit, and get them warmed up for some of these crazy bands.
Yeah, that's your job, I suppose. Yes. So, I mean, talking of that, I mean, apart from obviously fangirling for Jared Smith, is there anybody on the bills that either of you are just, it doesn't matter what happens, don't talk to me, I'm going to go and watch this band?
Comeback Kid.
Oh yeah, second Comeback Kid.
Wake the Dead was such a formative album for me in my youth, and they're playing it in full. So this is going to be, oh man, I can't even put it into words. It's going to be crazy to see.
Yeah, honestly, as well as Comeback Kid, In Heart's Wake, I know, like, for me, that's going to be, like, a pretty emotional thing for me, because, like, I feel like probably I haven't seen them in probably over 10 years, but, yeah, I am, like, really keen to see them again. Like, just because I know the first time I saw them was like in Nambour, which is where I'm living now, and yeah, could never shake me from being a fan after that. Like, I just absolutely love In Heart's Wake.
Yeah, I remember seeing them back in the day before Divination came out, and they were playing PCYC's community halls. It was like maybe $20 a ticket to get in, and it was just wall-to-wall fucking chaos. So seeing them do it on the big stage with what they're doing now is going to be really cool to see just how far they have come.
It's one of the good things about this festival that I know they really push is Australian bands, and making sure Australian bands get that, as you said, the big stage to go and really flex their muscles and show everybody what they're about. Which you guys
definitely. I think there's a good amount of, you know, Australian acts on this, like, you know, festival lineup, like which, like, I feel like is being kind of lacking at other festivals. I'm not gonna throw any shade, but like, just yeah, but like yeah, I feel like it definitely, like, you know, feels like an Australian, you know, event, like more so than like obviously you've got like awesome acts like coming from, you know, like overseas, like Soulfly and all that stuff, but, you know, like it is very much an Australian like festival, like, you know, through and like, you know, through. So yeah, I'm very, very keen to see a lot of bands on this lineup.
I think the fact too that it's in Adelaide and it's coming to Perth, like, you know, Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane get the VIP treatment. They get all the good things. They get absolutely everything. It's so fucking cool to see that these places that are usually left out on everything, when a tour gets announced, you always see people commenting that, oh, you're not coming to Adelaide, oh, you're not coming to Perth, or you're not coming up to the Northern Territory and stuff like that. Like, it's really cool that it's, you know, exclusive to there for the time being. It's like, I'm seeing people comment on how sick this lineup is and be like, oh, it's a shame it's over there. I'm just responding to them, buy a fucking ticket then. Travel.
Great.
You know, you guys don't realize how good we have it all the time. This is a fucking crazy lineup. If you're into it, buy the fucking ticket. Take the trip. You won't fucking forget it. Yeah, it's gonna be off its head, and if you're not there, you're gonna miss it.